Hi, my name is Garvin Parsons, and I am a MFA student at the University of the West Indies. And it is my pleasure to read for you a short excerpt from my story entitled Elsewhere. And in this excerpt, both my characters basically meet each other and they sort of forge a connection. Okay, I do hope you enjoy, and thank you. Matthew sighed and for the first time truly noticed the man in front of him. He had a thick neck, broad shoulders, and arms that were constricted in the leather jacket he wore. Matthew fixated on the tiny birthmark nestled at the edge of the man's hairline. The mark was shaped like a watermelon seed, no doubt born out of his mother craving the fruit during her pregnancy and touching that spot on her stomach. In Matthew's rules, to keep his desires in check, gawking was a huge no-no. But the birthmark held him in a trance. He wanted to touch it, to trace his tongue along its edges, to kiss it, to nibble on it. He should tap the man on the shoulder, ask his name, find out why he was attending the seminar, and segue into a conversation about the birthmark. But no, that would be too forward. Then again, the whole point of attending the seminar was to network, which involved asking questions. So, just extend your hand and let him know that you're here. Matthew's arms felt leaden. His knees kept giving out, too weak to support his indecision. Then the man turned around. He turned around. Shit. Abort. Matthew averted his gaze. Hola, said the heavily accented, gravelly voice. The man was talking to him. He had to say something now. Matthew could literally hear his mother telling him to say good morning, because the morning belonged to no one but God. Good morning, he mumbled, looking up. Jesus. The man looked like a conquistador from the 1800s with a man bun that framed his heart-shaped face, goatee, and mustache. His almond-shaped eyes were nearly closed as he smiled up at Matthew, displaying his pristine, perfectly even row of teeth that made Matthew all too aware that his front tooth was chipped. I'm Camilo, representing Puerto Rico, he introduced himself, extending his left hand. Matthew got a whiff of his cologne. He wore the right amount. It didn't burn Matthew's nose, but made him want to be wrapped in the other man's embrace. Matthew, Matthew wiped his hand on his jeans before returning the handshake. I'm Matthew. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Camilo did not let go of Matthew's hand right away. Matthew noted the mischievous glint in Camilo's eye, the slight tilt of his head, the grin. He blushed and wondered what Camilo saw. Did he find Matthew's broad nose, full lips, and large forehead desirable? Did he find Matthew's slight pot belly, restrained by his shirt and under t-shirt, stuffed into his jeans, adorable? Was he simply entertaining Matthew with no intention to follow through? Sweat began to pool at Matthew's hairline. His belt was too tight. The lights were too bright. His throat was too dry. Camilo was too beautiful. And there were too many people in the room. They were being too intimate, and their closeness was too unnatural. Matthew wanted to run, yet he stood there, hand in hand, unable to let go. Next in line, please. Camilo smiled and finally let go of Matthew's hand. He threw his duffel bag over his shoulder and sauntered off. Matthew watched him go, marveling at the fact that Camilo had come to a 4-day seminar with one duffel bag. The jeans tucked into the combat boots had the desired effect. Heads turned as he walked by. Giggles drifted towards him. Whispered conversations behind hands erupted around him. Sidelong, approving glances were thrown his way. Cheerful Anne was positively beside herself in his presence. She smiled broader than she had all morning, spoke in this breathy, girly voice, and brushed her hair out of her face more times than Matthew cared to count. Her morning personess had achieved supernova levels. Cheerful Anne. Matthew wanted to punch her in the throat. By the time Camilo collected his package and room key, she was eating out of the palm of his hand. Next in line, please. Matthew secured his laptop bag to his shoulder and began wheeling his suitcase over to the registration table. Look at her, don't look at him. Look at her, don't look at him. Look at her, don't look at him. Matthew chanted to himself, but Matthew, being Matthew, looked directly at Camilo after 10 seconds. Shit. Matthew's grip on his suitcase slackened. His eyes danced between Camilo coming towards him resolutely and cheerful Anne, either encouraging him on with her stupid grin or staring at Camilo's ass. Before Matthew could retreat backward, Camilo put up his hands in mock surrender. Hey, man, relax, he started, before leaning in closer. You know, I like you. A lot. I'm going to explore the hotel before the first session. My room is 223. Meet me. He didn't wait for an answer. Instead, he squeezed Matthew's elbow and walked away. Matthew just stood there. His elbow tingled and his breath came in short bursts as the realization of what happened hit him. Camilo liked him. He had gone out of his way to engage him in a room full of people, and he had invited him to explore, the two of them together. Wow. Everyone must be watching. And while Matthew wanted nothing more than to cover his face and run away, there was a tiny pulsating ball of brilliant yellow growing in his chest, washing away the darkness and nerves and rules that he had adopted for himself. So, what if everyone thought he was a blithering mess, disarmed by cute conquistador types with no concept of discretion and personal space? He would probably never see any of these people again. And, to be honest, most of them were closeted freaks with foot fetishes and voyeuristic tendencies. So, Matthew drew himself to his full height, gripped his suitcase, and strode quickly to Cheerful Anne's little table. As Cheerful Anne went through the weekend's activities with him, scenarios of what the weekend could be played in Matthew's mind. Perhaps his trip to Barbados would be more than attending the seminar, and he and Camilo would spend more time together, and they'd do more than kiss and fondle and have short trysts in between other activities as Matthew was accustomed to. At the end of the day, that's all that Matthew wanted, to do more with Camilo. Thank you.